Sports Entertained is recorded live at twitch.tv/baldyandthebeast. Come check us out every Tuesday and Thursday at 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time and watch the matches right along with us. We're live.
Hey, what's up, everybody? I'm Bront.
I'm Willem.
And we are Baldy and the Beast. Welcome back to another exciting week of the Sports Entertained podcast.
Yes.
What are we doing this week, Willem?
This week we are watching the first ever Money in the Bank ladder match at WrestleMania 21.
It took place on April 3rd, 2005 in the Staples Center of Los Angeles.
Yes.
So this had 20,193 people there. But something a little important about this one is they had 1,085,000 pay-per-view buys.
Ooh, that's a lot of pay-per-views.
At the time, it was a record.
Yeah.
At least for Mania. I don't know about the rest of the pay-per-views, but I know I looked at all the Manias that it was at the time a Mania record.
Okay.
So this is the Mania. I don't know if you remember, they did the one, they promoted it by having the wrestlers do famous movie lines.
Yeah, I was going to bring that up. Those are amazing.
Yep. And I hope they do it again this year.
Yeah.
Because they're going to be in LA again.
Mm-hmm.
But they did that this year. It was really awesome. So the first ever Money in the Bank match, and I didn't remember this, it was Raw exclusive.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah. So, and because this was the brainchild of Chris Jericho, and if you don't know that, that's amazing because he just got the rights to something for this like 3 weeks ago. So.
Oh, for real?
I think he got something with Money in the Bank. I'm pretty sure I read something.
I doubt it's like. I'm sure Money in the Bank, the name itself is trademarked, but I think the concept might not be.
It was either Money in the Bank or like his name, but it might have been both.
Okay.
I'm trying to remember. Might just put my foot in my mouth, but I'm the new Wrestle Rumors. Oh my god! Instead of a little sprinkle of wrestle talk, it'll be a little sprinkle of Baldy and the Beast.
Yeah, just a little sprinkle.
So like I said, Chris Jericho, and shortly after he pitched it, it started to get booked on Raw by Bischoff. And according to Jericho. And we kind of briefly touched on this before the stream. This is exactly how it was worded online.
Okay.
And it's kind of confusing. But his first idea was a submission match between Edge, Jericho, and Benoit, and a ladder match between the other wrestlers.
Oh,
and that's precisely how it was worded. I don't know if that's two separate matches or not.
It sounds like it wouldn't be. It sounds like they'd both be happening at the same time, and whoever won everything.
That's kind of what I thought.
That'd be interesting, but at the same time, it'd be a gigantic clusterfuck.
Yep. It'd either be the best thing ever or the worst thing ever, and there would be no in between.
Right. I feel like you'd have somebody who forgot what they were supposed to be doing, and like you'd have Christian climb the ladder to try and grab the thing, and he actually like gets it, but then it's like, no, you didn't. Like, that's not your match.
You did not get it.
Yeah. You're not in this one. Go do the other thing. They'd probably have a spot like that if R-Truth was in it.
Oh, for sure. Or Ellsworth.
Yeah.
They definitely would have done a spot like that with Ellsworth.
Yep.
But Ellsworth aside, Willem, are you ready to get into this fantastic match?
I am ready to get in. Hold on, give me 1 second. Go ahead and find it on the network. I need to set my note.
So, just for everybody, so they know, the network starts at 26:42. There is a little button, like always. And we'll go down the card real quick.
Yep.
The show opens real hot with Eddie versus Ray.
Oh.
How could you even ask for a better opener?
I know, that sounds so good.
Yep. This was the second match on the night. And then Hulk came out. Taker versus Randy. This was where they were going to give Randy the streak, and Randy turned it down.
Yeah, I feel like this was a little early in Randy's career for him to take the streak.
I think this was the Legend Killer, wasn't it, though?
It was? But...
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, because previous to this, he would have had to face Harley Race, and he faced Mick Foley at the Rumble before this in a hardcore match, didn't he?
Yeah, you're right. Yep, I'm pretty sure.
So yeah, this was peak Legend Killer, but you can't kill Taker.
No, but here's the thing though. Props on Randy for turning it down.
Right.
Not a lot of dudes would have been like, "No, I'm not taking this streak because that's gonna obviously rocket strap me."
Right.
But that being said, the next match on the card was a P break match. It was a Christy Hemme versus Trish Stratus.
Like
Uh,
as good as Trish Stratus is, like Christy Hemme, it's Christy Hemme.
you took the words right out of my mouth.
Yeah.
I was literally about to defend Trish there. Next we have Sean versus Kurt. That has to be a
That
banger.
was a great match.
Uh, Akabona versus Big Show. JBL, John Cena for the WWE title.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. And then last but not least, Triple H versus Batista for the World Heavyweight title.
Yes. So for those who don't know, the Rumble it wouldn't have been at the Rumble this year that they had that match with Orton and Mick Foley. I don't remember when it was though. I know that happened before this, but that was the Rumble where they had that famous like the botch at the end where both John Cena and Batista fell out and landed at exactly the same time.
Yep.
And I remember specifically that because I've watched that pay-per-view a million times because it was the first wrestling DVD that I ever owned.
So then when was the Randy thing?
It was sometime before this, but we can look it up later on down the line.
Okay.
The other fun thing about this, so Akibono, he actually went on and is one of the most successful sumo wrestlers of all time.
Yeah.
If you look him up, like he's actually like super successful. It's just really interesting to look at that because you don't, when you're looking at something like this, like Big Show became kind of known for the gimmick matches at Mania where they had something stupid going on, where they had this and then they had his match with Floyd Mayweather
because they trusted him.
And then he was gonna have a match against Shaq, but they turned that down, or something happened and it wound up not happening. But this is really interesting because Akibono actually was like super duper good at sumo wrestling.
Yeah. I don't know much about sumo, very, very little, because I do have an affinity for Japan.
Yeah.
But I do know the name Akabono.
Yeah.
So.
But
let's go ahead and get into this.
Yes.
So we already did the timestamp, 26:42 one more time for those listening.
Yep.
And we will start it in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right. I was pretty entertained by that. Pretty sports entertained, if you would.
That was a very good match.
How many Willems out of 5?
I give that match 4 1/4 Willems out of 5.
You're a little higher than that match than I am. I was gonna go with 3 3/4 Bronze.
Yeah.
You know what? No, 4 Bronze because of that Shelton Benjamin spot. Yep. It's worth an extra quarter Bronze.
That's kind of where I'm at with that one. It gets an extra quarter star on my end just because of that great spot.
Fantastic. It really was. Yep. Memorable, like that spot will get replayed as long as there are wrestling fans.
Yep.
And he hit it on the first try. Like he didn't screw it up at all. It's amazing.
Right. Like as far as well, he may have like practiced it on the house shows beforehand, but they're like first try in the spot, first try on like the show, did it right there.
Yep. Amazing. Really, really wonderful stuff.
Yep.
From him. But I don't know. I don't really have a whole lot more to say. I could spend the next 5 minutes talking about how much I loved watching Shelton Benjamin do that one spot.
Yep.
But there were lots of other really good spots in. I liked the beginning where they just had Kane light a bunch of those ladders on fire.
Right, that was really neat.
Yeah, and it's not like anything that actually pertained to the match, but it was a cool aesthetic that I don't know that we'd see in modern wrestling.
Right.
So there's that.
It is what it is.
Yeah. Other things for the match, once they got into it, there was I liked the spot with everybody at the top.
Yep.
I mentioned that they had like 3 ladders. There were like 6 dudes up there all fighting for the briefcase.
It was it was just kind of funny for me because they all like they you could just see them just like carting the ladder to the rings. Like, all right, I guess we're doing this now.
Yeah.
I got to get up there.
Yep. Trying to think what else they did in this match that I enjoyed.
I
Anything
mean,
you can think of, buddy?
it was just a really hard hitting match. I did really like the spot early on where they like Jericho did the where he does like the spring and then the kick off the side, and then Christian did the dive, and then Kane was just like, "Fuck it, I'm diving too.
Yeah. Of
Here
course
goes
he did
me."
the Kane top rope move, which is just a chop rope
Clothesline.
clothesline, but it's better than not.
Right. But yeah, I thought it was an insanely fun match. It was a lot of fun to watch, and it was the first ever Money in the Bank ladder match. It's like you gotta kind of be entertained by that.
Yeah. Really good idea. Another one of many like good ideas from Jericho.
Yeah.
The dude just gets wrestling.
Yep.
He
Yep.
Some people just understand it, and he's just one of those people.
Right.
And he's not just done it like once or twice. He's understood like 3 wrestling time periods and multiple wrestling cultures. And he's nailed it a lot.
Right. Basically every time.
Yeah.
There
I can't.
have been a couple times where it's been like kind of weird. Like right after he first debuted, they didn't really know what to do with him. So he didn't really hit too hard. But then almost immediately after that, that's when they put him into that spot where he beat The Rock and Stone Cold in the same night.
What a good spot. What a good guy to give it to, because he's
Right.
never going to let you forget about it.
Right. Well, because there was another thing I think I remember where he was going to quit. He was going to be done with the WWE because they weren't using him the way that he wanted to be used, and they put the title on him for like an hour.
On that Raw, I remember that.
Yeah, because he beat Triple H, and then Triple H got mad at Earl Hebner and he reversed the decision. But like, essentially that was just done so that Jericho wouldn't leave, because he got the title long enough for him to go into the back and like look at himself in the mirror with the title and then take the title back out to Trips. Yeah.
Like, from a performer, I can see how that would be ultimately frustrating.
Right.
Like, if that's the case, just don't give me the damn title.
Right. But I mean, I guess it's what needed to be done to keep Jericho in the business, and if it wasn't done, we wouldn't have Jericho where he is now.
Or maybe he would have been TNA's first star, and TNA would have gotten so big that we don't even need AEW.
Incorrect.
That was the majority of the point of that statement, was to be incorrect. Call it my Vince Russo line of the day.
Yes.
That's gonna piss somebody off. But I'm trying to think. I can't think. Oh, the last thing I wanted to say about that match is I liked they did the callback to the Rhino spot with Tomko.
Oh yeah.
Christian. I thought that was kind of a cool like callback to where Christian's been in the ladder match, and kind of bring it and give him a cool little like highlight. So
yeah,
he's good. He was always better than his position on the card.
Oh yeah, I don't know how to describe it. Like, I was always a big fan of Christian, just the way that he was presented. He could have been way more than he was, and he was always, if he wasn't, I won't say he was a great wrestler. He was very entertaining, but he was a good wrestler, and he was able to do more than you would give him credit for.
He was Captain Charisma.
Yeah.
Well-earned nickname.
Yeah, and he had, I remember he had like a really weird reverse DDT. Like the way that he landed it, it didn't look like it wasn't a spike. It's just kind of like they landed on the back of their head instead of on the top.
I'm trying to think. I'll have to go back and look at it.
Yeah, he had a couple unique moves. The Unprettier / the kill switch, that was always a really neat move to see. I thought it was cool looking. And there are a lot of like it couldn't be. It was definitely like a lot of setup had to go into it, but when it hit, it fucking hit.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And
And
sometimes that's some of the best stuff.
right, and like it's not been reused very often. There are a couple people that use it. Tyler Breeze actually uses it as the Unprettier, which is it makes sense for his character because he's Prince Pretty.
Mm-hmm.
I think Chelsea Green uses it, and then Juice Robinson uses it as Pulp Friction. He just does a fucking jump before he does it.
Which I like. I like his version. No,
Yeah.
no shade on Christian's, the original, but
Yeah.
I like Juice's version.
Yep.
But yeah, I do like that move though. I think more people should probably use that move.
It should not be used as a transitional move, but I feel like if you can innovate on it, then it can be definitely used as a nice move.
Yeah. Trying to think how you would go up from where that move is already at.
Unprettier off the top rope.
I know. And Unprettier where, let's see how this would work. Christian does a backflip, and then they transition it into a destroyer because it's 2020. Let's go. No? Nothing? I don't get even a laugh?
I chuckled a little bit. You got a little bit out of me.
I that whole time I was like, where am I going to go with this? I have no idea. Destroyer.
Let's see. Christian goes into the Unprettier. He's got him, and then he like lifts him up, and he just like does a really awkward vertebreaker with it.
No, I don't know if I want to see that. This sounds like it could kill somebody.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you know.
He's not in Japan. They don't allow those kind of moves.
They don't allow you to destroy your opponent's neck or your own neck.
So, do you have anything else you want to say about the match?
No, I think I've said all I needed to say on it. I thought it was really entertaining. It's an iconic match. It's a history-making match. It's the first ever, and it's still going on today.
Yeah, and then this would start kind of Edge's run towards the top.
Yeah.
I don't remember what he did over the next 9 months, to be honest.
Right.
But I definitely like, him cashing in is a pretty iconic moment in WWE. So I think Vince comes out. God, I forget what Vince said to him.
So I remember. I know what you're talking about. So the way that it was, nobody knew how the Money in the Bank briefcase was going to be used after this. Like, the only thing that the briefcase says is you have an opportunity to win the title. Like, you have an opportunity at a title match anytime, any place. So anybody figures like, oh, they're just going to have a title match on a random Raw and it'll happen. Nobody thought that cashing in the title or cashing in the briefcase meant that you could literally go in at the end of a match and take the opportunity to beat down a beaten champion. Nobody thought that was going to happen.
What an awesome twist.
Right. And the way that happened was, so after this match, it was until New Year's Revolution 2006 that Edge held the briefcase. So this was April, so that was 8 months, 9 months, something like that. A fairly long hold, a fairly long, like, slow burn with that.
Especially for the first one.
Right.
Generally, WWE are like, we have this shiny new thing. I want to play with it right now.
Right. I don't remember it coming up at all after this. Like, I don't remember any moments where it would have, like, come up as a thing other than Edge being like, hey, don't forget, I've got a title match anytime, anywhere.
Yeah.
That's the only thing that I remember that happening. But what happened was, at New Year's Revolution 2006, there was an Elimination Chamber match with John Cena, who was the champion at the time. And he came out of the match a beaten, bloody mess. And then...
But a winner.
And then Vince McMahon comes out with Edge at the end, and Vince himself announces that Edge is going to be cashing in his Money in the Bank briefcase right here, right now. And Edge hands over the briefcase to Vince, and you can see Vince mouth something to Edge, and you don't hear what it is. It's not on mic. But what they were talking about beforehand was Edge was trying to convince Vince that it was a good idea to cash this in. So Vince...
And nobody else thought it was a good idea.
Nobody else thought it was a good idea. So Vince looked at Edge as he was handing it in, and he says, "All right, kid, prove me right."
Yep, that's what it was.
And then he ran down to the ring, and history is made.
And proved Vince right.
Proved Vince right.
According to I remember this now. I think it was according to Edge. The only two people in the backstage that thought this was a good idea
For
was
him and Vince.
Edge and Vince McMahon.
Yep.
Which shows you all you need in WWE to be successful is the ear of Vince McMahon.
Yep.
Because God damn it, if he thinks it's a good idea, he thinks it's a good idea, and he's going to do it.
Yep.
For better or for worse.
Yeah.
In most instances, I would say that's probably a for worse attitude to have. But in that particular instance, it definitely was for the better.
Right. But yeah, that's really all I had on this match, on this show, and how it ended.
I'm trying to think of the wider wrestling world, anything I can think of. Congratulations to Serena Deeb. I heard today that she signed a deal with AEW. So
I didn't know that.
Always, I don't know if it wasn't like an AEW announced thing, but I did see somebody online talking about it. So,
well, I mean,
if that is true, good for her.
If she is signed, it makes sense because she had a great match against Thunder Rosa on Dynamite a couple weeks back. So
Yep.
it's good to see her actually signed somewhere instead of just kind of being there.
And that division is in need of a couple extra good hands.
Yes.
They could use some more women's tag teams. They just need more hands right now.
Mm-hmm.
And good for her. I'm glad there's another person getting regular work.
Yes. All right.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Well, I was just going to move on. So our next match we're going to be watching this Thursday is going to be the finale of the John Cena AJ Styles trilogy. It's going to be John Cena versus AJ Styles for the WWE title at Royal Rumble 2017. Probably my favorite match of all of their matches that they did.
I'm super stoked for that.
I know, it's going to be so good to watch.
Yep.
But
I agree. Yep. And then I think to do a little advance announcement, I will be doing a solo stream on Sunday. I still don't know what I'm playing.
Yeah.
I will try to announce that on Thursday and make that Thursday's big announcement.
Yep.
But we will hope to see you guys here on Thursday for that big John Cena AJ Styles finale.
Yes.
And do you have anything left to say, Willem?
No, just thank you everybody for coming out. Thank you to Benjamin Chode, Tony Top Sausage, Optimal Horse Condition, Janny Staples, whatever, however you pronounce your name, Janny. Thank you so much for the follows. We really, really appreciate it. If you could, you've already given us a follow here. Check out our YouTube, our Facebook page, our Twitter. All that stuff's down in the description below. If you don't want to catch us live, if you don't want to watch us on YouTube, we do have an audio-only version of the podcast, which is, I'm very proud of it as far as it's gone. You can catch all the links for all those below. You can watch it most places that there are a way to watch or way to listen to an audio podcast. But thanks again for coming out, for watching, for hanging out. We will see you on Thursday, this Thursday at 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We will see you there.
Have a great day.